All right, everyone. In honor of Master Renzo Gracie, I want to do a bit of a celebration video and just kind of break down the two finishing sequences from this past weekend between Garry Tonon and Renzo, both getting W's. Renzo at the ripe young age of 52 years old. So let's get on with it, and we're going to start with this center line breaking little right hand sequence by Mr. Tonon. So as you see here, he's a bit square hipped. He's going to move in, kind of puts a jab out there, throws the right hand offline. Now I usually call this the Dan Henderson. See how he's on his heels, the opponent moving backwards after that jab, and here's Tonon following through with the right, and his head moves off center line left of opponent. His right hip's going to kind of follow through, and when I put dig to drive, what I mean is his left heel is into the mat so that he can drive right through and clasp the hands, because the hands are way too high to defend, because they were defending the strikes. They're too high to defend the takedown. So this is allowing for a clear path to a hand wrap and a forward moving takedown, which is done perfectly. He kind of tried to reap that leg. He didn't get it, but he got him to the cage nevertheless. So here we see the sorcery that is Tonon's grappling, pressuring with his head right under the chin, pyramid effect in effect. He's up on his toes to add to it, and he's searching for wrist control here as he's kind of working on his vines with his legs as well, looking for like a knee slide or some type of hip heist. So he's baiting the wrist here essentially, and what he's going to do is extend out a tad and use that left leg to then clamp down. Now he's got an arm pin for ground striking if he wants it. The opponent's got some pretty good defense here, but there's a brilliant kind of adjustment here with his vines. Now watch his right. He's got kind of an over-under vine, which is really interesting when it comes to cage grappling. See how easily and how sequitur he just hopped in. So he's setting the hooks for a lift up into seat belt. He's got the shin trap into like 3/4 mount essentially. And what he's going to do is set his bottom hooks, which are his legs obviously, while he then readjusts his top hooks, which are his arms, into a seat belt grip. See that? And the right leg kind of slid under. And now he's going to pull kind of with his left arm to trap. So here it is, and there's the leg right over. So from this angle or this position, you can see that he's got a crucifix, an arm bar, maybe a reverse triangle, all kind of being threatened. So Tonon's baiting. You can really see like his chest sort of foresight when it's slowed down, and when the right arm is freed, you're going to see Garry do like a hip switch and adjust his legs. Now check this out. So right there, now he's going to pull under. So this is like a bait. Once he goes 2-on-1 on that left arm and the right arm comes out, right out and around, scoots his hips, uses that little underhook under the armpit, and now he's starting to attack the neck with 2-on-1s, and he wants to trap that. So the wrist control slash kind of Kimura grip that's on there, he's going to make the defensive options limited. The opponent's really intelligent here by bridging, by the way. What he needs to do is go to the mat of the choking side and then turn in toward the fence, because what you're looking at right here is only one carotid artery being compromised. You need both in order to put somebody to sleep. That's kind of choke 101. So the opponent's kind of he's trying to hand fight here, but see how he's bridging and pushing way up with that left foot and trying to turn in by putting his right heel to the mat, like turning toward the cage. So regardless of the adjustment, Tonon's got to kind of maintain that trap on the right arm. That's the check, if you will, to the checkmate. So he's adjusting the hands, and I put Triple H in effect as always. And you can't let the opponent get the left shoulder to the mat if he's going to turn in like this. So what he's doing right here is the equivalent of a feint in striking essentially, but it's by design. It's not some accidental thing. So by taking the arm off, essentially what it's doing is it's going to cause like a attempted buck up escape. But instead what it's really doing, because Tonon's just that many steps ahead, is exposing the neck to then switch arms. See this? So the right hand's going to cup the bottom of the chin as the left slides under it. This is like Marcelo Garcia / Renzo 101. There it is. See the right hand, real slow, and the left comes in. And now see how much deeper it is, right up and over the trap. And this is basically perfect form to then scissor the hands. See his elbows right in line with the chin, and that's just a technically perfect rear naked choke right there, where you can scissor the hands. And when it's that deep, see right there, his left hand is to right bicep, and his right hand is behind, and it's a wrap. I mean, it's tap or go, good night. So a couple of people had asked me, like right after this, why he opened his legs at the end. I'll put a link to, but in my full breakdown of Tonon, you'll see a couple of times him get people in the rear naked and kind of go to his knees and then use like a spinal crank by pushing the head forward and down, essentially. Beautiful stuff from Tonon here, and that was definitely night or tap. There wasn't much of an option B. So to celebrate my master, Renzo Gracie, fighting at 52 years old against another legend, Yuki Kondo. Pretty incredible. The bravado, the balls on this guy are just unbelievable. So right away you see him kind of level change, feinting with a right uppercut, 6. He's just trying to draw out a reaction, and Kondo's, you know, falling for it, and you'll see it with his right hand dropping to sort of try to defend. See when I freeze it here, every time he's dropping his hands, Renzo sees that and uses like a distance 3-4, and that definitely got him on wobbly legs. Renzo sees this as a fitting time to try to hit this. So up, Kondo's trying to hit from up standing, a switch. And to counter that, Renzo, from running the pipe, goes right around to the back and sets his hook through, which is brilliant. He's going to posture forward and around. It's like an exploit, essentially, of an arm that ended up being trapped instead of a defending arm. Right into the back take. Now watch his right leg. Right there, and not only is it over the hip to control, his head is safe and it's in the center of mass of the opponent, and he's vining through with that right leg. See it here? So what's going on is again, I talk about the Triple H, the head, hips, hooks. Everything is in control already between the seatbelt grip that he has, the foot through to the hips, and the head. So fighting top hook, controlling the hips, the seatbelt controls the head, upper torso, and this is really all. This is kind of over already. It's just a matter of playing it out. Renzo's basically trying to do the post to strike to then open up the neck trick. He's not completely falling for it, so he adjusts here with a left hand kind of controlling the wrist to free up the right arm, and by moving and shifting, the right arm of the opponent is the one that is compromised defensively. So this is checkmate. I mean, with someone like Renzo, you kind of have to feel a squeeze like that to understand it. But when he gets your neck, it's pretty much over. And I also put note that the vine stayed throughout. That's a brilliant use of the right leg all throughout this entire sequence. So he tries the high arm defense here. Instead, what Renzo does is go palm to palm and takes that elbow straight into his own body, which puts a little extra pressure on that kind of a grip choke, rather than the scissoring effect that, say, Tonon did earlier. Look at how deep that is. And you can, I mean, sometimes they say the eyes never lie. Those look like they were popping out of his skull. So they, air quotes, are probably right about that. And I just wanted to do a hat tip quick video. A couple of people covered this already. I wanted to a little bit earlier, but I kind of just didn't have time. So parabéns. Excellent work by Renzo, excellent work by G Tonon, and I thank you all for watching, and cheers.